Hello, hello. Bing bong. I'm assuming that's Chinese for something. Sounds Chinese, I don't know. I wonder if we have anybody in the path of this hurricane that's about to hit. Oh, we'll go right through it. We'll watch the video, Slim. Yeah, midday, sir. Good midday. Yeah, we gotta listen to Slim kiss the ring of his master. What's my fake news? What's up, Jeremy? What's up, Zona? Scott's the fake news guy, not me. Everything I say is true. Why would I lie? I didn't even watch that debate last night. I saw some clips of it. I heard Trump had a bad night. I don't know. I didn't watch it, so I really can't comment on it. What's up, Momo? Meaty okra. I think those debates are pointless and ridiculous to begin with. It's not a good format. It was on ABC. What's up, Rec Talk? They're eating our pet. Yeah, that's the clip I saw. That's actually pretty funny. They're eating our dogs. They're eating our cats. Yeah, that's the one I saw. Yeah, debates are pointless. Debates are pointless. Anyway. Let's get rid of this music, shall we? Yes. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Midday Show. I'm your host, PigskinPeete. First of all, shout out to all the people in the path of this hurricane. I guess it's supposed to make landfall today sometime in Louisiana. And I know we have a few listeners that live in Louisiana. I guess also in Mississippi, and maybe Texas is going to get some of it. I don't know. But yeah, not good. Not good for New Orleans and the rest of those coastal cities along the Gulf Coast. So, anyway, yeah, not much to say about the debate last night because I didn't watch it, and quite frankly, I don't really care to. I don't. How long was that thing? A couple hours, maybe. So the chance that I sit down and spend 2 hours watching that is probably less than zero. So, anyway, let's bring on Slim here. What's up, Slim? I'll let him get his shit together there. In the meantime,
I'm driving through a bad spot. Sorry.
Oh, are you? Okay. Well, that'll give us time, and Felicia's going to join us too. That'll give us time to watch this video of the Tyreek Hill traffic. So this is a body cam footage of one of the officers. I don't know if there's another, because there was like three or four police officers. So I don't know if there's like more than one body cam video, but here's the one that pretty much shows the entire. Here's the one that shows pretty much the entire interaction. Now this starts after the traffic stop has already happened. So apparently he was speeding, and now first of all, he didn't get charged with anything. He didn't even get a speeding ticket, which I'm not saying he wasn't speeding. I'm sure he was. But they didn't give him a speeding ticket. All they gave him was a seatbelt violation ticket, and then let him go on his way. But of course, a lot happened between the traffic stop and them issuing him a seatbelt ticket. So I'll play this video. It's about 3.5 minutes long. I'm probably going to stop it a couple of times and make comments on it here. But here it is. As soon as they pull him over, he's pulled over basically onto the curb. There's not really a shoulder here, so they're blocking the right lane. So there's traffic going by in the left lane, and they are have him stopped on the curb here. So here we go. Let me make sure the volume's all the way up. It is. All right, here we go. All right, first thing you'll notice is the cop approaches the car. Tyreek Hill has his window down, and he's about to hand him his license, insurance, registration, his papers.
Why didn't you have your seatbelt on? Why didn't you have your seatbelt on? Like what?
Well, we can't see the video.
Yeah, you can see it on YouTube, I know. Well, you can't see it on StreamYard. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see it on the shit. Let me start it over. I'm sorry. I forgot to put it on the fucking screen. I got it on two monitors. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just forgot to put it on. I'm sorry. Here we go. It's on there now.
Why didn't you have your seatbelt on? Why didn't you have your seatbelt on? Like what? Why you have it on?
So it's hard to hear what Tyreek is saying, but I can hear him. I have headphones on, so it's a lot louder for me probably. He says he basically tells him why he pulled him over and why don't you have your seatbelt on. And Tyreek gives him his papers and says, go ahead and write me my ticket or whatever you got to do. I gotta go. I gotta get to work. Then the cop sort of walks away from the door for a second, and Tyreek rolls his window up.
Hey, keep your window down.
Now he's knocking on his window, telling him to put the window down.
Hey, keep your window down. Keep your window.
So he cracks the window probably about 6 to 8 inches and says, stop beating on my window, right?
Down, I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car.
All right, so he says, first of all, the window is down. He says, put the window down or get out of the car. And then 2 seconds, not even 2 seconds later, the next word out of his mouth is, in fact, get out of the car. And he starts reaching for the door handle.
Give me that. Get out of the car. Give me that. I'm gonna break that freaking window. Get out of the car.
The other cop comes over and says, I'm going to break the freaking window.
Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
So they open the door. He's in the process of getting out. He's got 1 foot out the door, about to stand up out the car, but they couldn't wait, 1 second for him to get out of the car. Now they put hands on him, and they're going to forcibly remove him from the car.
Get out. Get out. What part of law don't you understand? Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting out, bro. God damn, twin. When we tell you to do something, you do it. I'm getting out.
When we tell you to do something, you do it, he says.
Yeah, you can go fuck yourself.
No.
I'm getting out. You understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you. You're a little fucking confused.
I'm getting out, bro.
Too late.
Chill, bro.
Too late.
All right, bro. Take
Too
me
late.
to jail, bro. Do what you gotta do, bro.
We are. We will.
Good, bro.
He says, take me to jail, do what you got to do. And the cop says, we will. Which they didn't, by the way, because they couldn't.
It is good.
Hey, Drew. Hey,
Don't worry about it. I hung up the phone. You stop crying.
bro. Y'all
Don't move.
good. Bro, you beating on my window like you crazy.
You set him up?
Why y'all beating on my window like y'all crazy for? Damn, yo, bro.
So now he's up. They got him up on his feet now.
Crazy.
They're going to walk him over to the curb. And, of course, make him sit down like he's a dog.
I ain't do nothing, twin.
He's in handcuffs.
Hey, don't park there. Don't park there.
So now they're asking him to sit down on the curb. And he's trying to let them know he's going to have to do it slowly because he just had surgery on his knee. But this maniac right here, this other cop that's watching, watch this guy.
Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee.
Look at him.
I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro.
I just heard you in your ears when we
Bro, chill, bro. Hey, Joe New, bro.
Back up.
Hey, call Drew.
That guy right there is a maniac.
Call Drew. Hey, call Drew, bro. Call Drew.
Not to mention there's like 6 motorcycle cops for a fucking speeding ticket here.
Hey, call Drew, bro. Hey, what? Hey, call Drew, bro. Just call Drew.
Who's Drew? He keeps saying call Drew.
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen. Hey, man, they got Tyreek. The cops over here beating on him,
Listen.
man. They over here beating on Tyreek,
Listen, big man.
So this is another Dolphins player that's pulled over
Just get in the car.
to check on him, I
On the
guess.
side of the,
Hey.
Oh, Drew's his agent?
Park.
Okay.
Parked in the middle of the street.
I'm in the car.
You gotta go before you get a ticket.
Hey,
I'm
you're
not
in the car.
Who's the driver? This is my car.
All right, move.
I'll take that.
You gotta move right now.
I'm coming, man.
Let me have your license. You're gonna ticket too.
I'm coming.
Let me have your license. You're gonna ticket. Let me have your
leaving.
license.
I'm leaving.
I'm not playing.
So he tells him to move his car. He says, okay, I'm going to move it in a minute. And then, of course, he goes right to, give me your ID. ID is like crack to these people. So now he's asking for ID over and over again. He's about to pull his handcuffs out because he can't wait to put this guy in handcuffs too.
Let me have your
I'm
license.
leaving. Yo, what's
Your
going
license
on?
right now.
Tell me what's going on.
Your license right now. You're not gonna give me your license.
Hey,
the car and leave.
You're not gonna give me your license.
I'm leaving.
Let me have your license. Your license right now.
Sir, you want me to
Hey,
leave?
your license right now.
I'm leaving.
Or I'm gonna lock you up. Your license right now.
He says, I'm going to lock you up. He's got his handcuffs in his hand.
You're dealing with me now.
Sir.
Your license right now.
Oh, all right. So that's the end of the video. It cuts off there. I don't know. He reaches in his pocket like he's going to give him his license. I guess he did. I don't know what happened with those guys, but yeah. So there you go. All that for a traffic stop, for a speeding ticket, which he didn't get one.
Extremely necessary behavior, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I would like to hear what my fake news was that Slim was talking about.
Well, before we do that, since you have the Google machine right there, let's pull it up for everybody to see it. So there's no saying that we're fabricating information. And pull up Pennsylvania versus Mims.
Okay. Do you want to just do you want to tell us what that is?
Yeah, it's Supreme Court case.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It says when the cops tell you to get out of your vehicle on a traffic stop, you have to.
Yeah, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah,
that is a
Slim.
lie. That's
Slim.
a lie.
They said
I've seen the video. That's a lie.
Slim.
We just watched the video.
We just watched it. They said get out of the car while they were opening his door, and he had 1 foot out of the car, but no, they couldn't wait.
No,
they grabbed him. Slim, we just watched the video.
I watched it
fucking
too.
watched
You're
it, dude.
lying.
No, I'm not lying. We literally just watched it.
He wasn't trying to get out of the door.
Yes, he was. He had 1 foot out.
That doesn't mean you're getting out of the car.
They opened the door. He stuck 1 foot out and started to move out like he was getting out of the car, but they couldn't wait. They dragged him out of the car.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Stop it.
Oh my! Are you okay?
That's a lie. Point blank. Period. That is a lie.
It's not.
You're framing it in a way that fits your narrative. You're framing it in a way that fits your narrative because you don't like cops.
What are you talking about, bro?
Everybody in the chat saw it.
Shut up, you communist fuck. Nobody's listening to you.
I'm going to you.
You're sticking up for the cops because that's what you do.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, I don't. They overreacted, no doubt. But I also don't have a problem when you act like an asshole to somebody.
It's not illegal to act like an asshole. He didn't break it. Let me ask you a question, Slim. Why didn't they charge him with anything? Why didn't they charge him with anything? Tell me that.
What would they have to charge him with outside of
Because he didn't do anything.
speeding infraction?
They didn't even give him that.
Okay.
Because they didn't get
I
because they
didn't say he did anything that was arrestable.
they didn't give him a speeding ticket. I think the reason they didn't give him a speeding ticket is because they never had him on radar. They visually saw that he was going faster than he should. So I don't.
Pulled over for that same thing and didn't get a speeding ticket.
But he didn't. There was no secondary charges because they couldn't charge him with anything. And believe me, they wanted to.
Didn't say they could.
Of course.
They wanted to charge him so bad, but they didn't have anything to charge him with.
Okay, I'm glad you're psychic and you know that.
Oh, I saw the
That's
video.
The difference. Hang on a second. That's the difference. You think you know what somebody's thinking? I don't without evidence.
He said it. He said, go take me to jail, do what you got to do. And he said, believe me, we are going to. We will.
Yeah,
and he
it's a
didn't.
Response to a smart ass comment. I do it all the time.
Completely ridiculous.
Yeah, completely ridiculous. You're not required to be friendly to the police. He gave him.
They're not required to be friendly to you.
Well, there's a difference between being friendly and assaulting somebody. They assaulted him.
And I also don't give a shit if you act like a dick towards the cops, if they act like a dick towards you.
Acting like a dick is different than assaulting somebody, Slim.
They did assault somebody.
Of course they did.
They have a vehicle, and they have the right by law to remove you from the vehicle.
You got to give them a chance to get out when you give them the order.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
You don't have to. That's why I said pull up Pennsylvania versus Memphis. It's all in the case law.
Yeah. If they order you to get out of the car, they have to give you time to do it before they drag you out.
Shit me, they do.
All right.
Man, the hills people will die on is crazy. Just defending obviously unhinged, unnecessary behavior. We're just going to die on that hill because...
I'm not dying on any hill. Everybody act like some assholes, so everybody got what they deserved.
Well, how did
I don't think he did.
Did the cop get fired? Because that's what he deserves.
I don't think you deserve to get fired for being an asshole.
For assaulting somebody, though.
If that were the case, if he was
He got put on the
somebody, he'd be in jail.
Yeah, and this is
not, is he?
again. This is the problem.
Anything, is he?
This is the problem.
Wait a minute. He's not charged with anything, is he? I didn't think so.
Who?
Who? The cop?
Yes.
Of course not.
No, he's on leave, though.
He's on
administrative leave.
Yeah, he's on administrative leave. But yeah, of course they won't fire him
Yeah, of course.
He didn't do anything worth being fired over.
because they stick up for each other.
No, he didn't do anything worth being fired over.
Yeah, of course he did.
Bad cops.
Yes, he
There's nothing
did.
there that's a fireable offense.
Assaulting somebody is a fireable offense.
Guess what?
It depends.
Like, this is why I said fake news, Pete. He didn't break the law.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. But you refused to pull up the case I gave you because you know I'm not lying.
No, I believe the case that you're saying, but if you give somebody a lawful order, you have to give them time to do it. You can't just immediately. That's like while you're dragging him out of the car, you're telling him to get out of the car. Like he doesn't even have a chance to do it.
What if he had literally just had surgery the day before? They wouldn't have known either way.
Exactly, detailer. You can't just toss somebody onto their face in the pavement just because you don't like their attitude. That's fucking that tells you what that tells me. Is just like I said yesterday. What that tells me is that cop does not have the temperament to do that job.
And it maybe not be a fireable offense, but it's clearly a disciplinable offense because they did.
No, it's not.
Well, then why'd they put him on administrative leave?
Because it's in the news. That's the only reason. Because it's Tyreek Hill. It's the only
Nah,
reason.
that's not true. Now, but you did hit on.
And then to make himself sound even dumber, because it's on some of the other body cam footage. Because there's, like you said, there's several of them there. When he started hollering out the window to a bunch of Cubans, "You're only pulling me over because you're black." Fuck you. You're a piece of shit, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I don't agree with the fact that I don't think that's what it was. I think they do that to they probably do that to people all the time, white people too, because they're pieces of shit, and that's just how they operate.
He said that's the only. He said that he was insinuating that's the only reason he got pulled over.
I don't care what he said. I'm just telling you they probably do that to people of all colors because they're bad at their job.
When the cop said, I will." Come on, hypocrite.
Cops have to act. Cops have a greater responsibility.
I don't even know what you're saying.
Now, cops have a greater responsibility than private citizens to act with a certain sense of decorum and morality.
No, they
I don't give a fuck.
They can act like an
doesn't have to obey the same rules that the cops do. If you don't have the temperament to be a cop, you can fuck right back off in your hole.
Scott says he agrees with Slim. He disobeyed the cop by rolling up the window. You are 100% allowed to roll your window up. He presented them with his papers. There's nothing illegal about rolling your window up. And then when he tapped on his window and told him to roll it down, he did. He rolled it down about 8 inches. You don't have to roll it down any further than that.
And you are absolutely right about it. I ain't got a problem in the world with that. He's absolutely right.
So what was why didn't they just write him a ticket and let him go on his way then? I mean, they weren't pulling him over for a crime. They pulled him over for speeding.
I said everybody was in the wrong, including them and their fucking ego. That's what I think a lot of that shit is they can't take the hit to their ego when somebody doesn't do exactly what they tell them.
Right.
Yeah. And that's exactly what the guy said to him. He said, when we tell you what to do, you do it. No, you are only required to obey lawful orders, not unlawful orders.
And one of them is get your ass out that car.
And he was trying to, Slim.
Open his fucking door.
If anything, it looked to me like he thought he was going to get pulled out, and he's putting his leg out to fight him off.
No.
That's crazy. What?
No, that's crazy. It's crazy because it doesn't fit your narrative.
You can say that about every single situation.
It does.
I open the door and I put my leg out. Oh no, he's putting his leg out to kick me, not to get out of the car. What the fuck are we talking about?
Slim, you're not a stupid person. I can't imagine that anybody that watched that video thinks that the cop did the right thing in that situation.
No, once again, did I say that they were in the right? No, I said everybody was in the wrong, but you're hearing what you want to hear.
What Tyreek did that was wrong.
I am not completely going along with your narrative.
What Tyreek did that was wrong was speed.
Fake news.
What Tyreek did that was wrong was speed. That's it.
And not get out of the vehicle when he was told to.
He didn't have time to, Slim. We just watched it.
Yeah, he did.
They opened his door immediately. As they were telling him to get out, they were opening his door and dragging him out.
No, they
yes.
didn't, because actually
we just saw it.
Out 3 or 4 times before they opened the door.
We just saw it.
So did I. Because I watched it. I hadn't watched the video until I watched your video yesterday. And then I went and watched about 6 of them. because there's a nice one on YouTube. It's about an hour and a half long. It's every body cam and the cell phone footage from somebody nearby.
Yeah, well, I just saw it. I mean, right close up. So there's not a better angle than what happened literally 2 feet away from him.
Oh no.
So I mean,
like I said, one of them, the ones I saw were just a bit longer. It has a little more context of Tyreek being an ass. So I don't care if they're.
And then if that wasn't bad enough, them dragging him out like that and putting him in handcuffs, then they take him over to the curb, tell him to sit down. Again, 2 seconds later, the guy doesn't have time to sit down. He has to come fucking tackle him on the ground.
Oh, God.
That's what he did.
Fucking tackle him.
Yes, he did. Should I show this again? Do I need to show this again?
Oh my God, dude.
I'm going to fast forward just to that one spot. I'm not going to watch the whole video again.
Wow.
Here we go.
Making somebody sit down and tackle him.
Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. I just had surgery on my knee, bro.
Yeah, he tackled him.
Okay.
He did. He wrapped his arms around him and sat him down with his full force of his body. That's tackling.
Okay.
Hip drop tackling that. So.
Was that a hip drop tackle there?
Yeah, hip drop tackle. It's illegal. It's illegal in college football and by the police too. He disobeyed the cop's order. What order are you referring to? Let's see if I can bring him on here. There he is. Sorry. And Rec. We got Rec here too.
Okay. Everything I saw, and I've looked it over several times, they pull him over. They see him race by in a construction zone in his McLaren, in his $200,000 damn automobile. They stop him. They tell him to move forward. He has his window down. Then he rolls it up as the cop approaches, and he says, "You got to just do what you got to do." And the cop knocks on the window, and Tyreek says, "Don't knock on my window like that. Don't knock on my window like that."
Yeah.
Well, what's the cop supposed to do when he's got his window fully rolled up?
That's not against the law, Scott.
Tyreek says he didn't even have his license or registration out at all. Okay, if he had given that to the cop,
he did give it to him.
And then said, "Hey, okay, here you go. Here's what you're looking for."
He gave it to him.
He rolled up the window. That might have been okay.
That's what he did, Scott.
He rolled up the window, and the cop said, "Roll down your window. Roll down your window."
Scott, he gave him.
The cop said, after several times saying that, the cop said, "Step out of the car. Step out of the car." Now, again, when a cop tells you an order, you're supposed to do what he says. In whether it's a traffic stop or whatever stop it is, you're supposed to obey the cop at that given time, whether you like it or not.
No.
Okay.
Well, that's not true, Scott. There's a difference between lawful orders they can give you.
Yeah.
Well, that was a lawful order.
No, it wasn't.
Order. Step out of the car. Step out of the car.
But hold on. Back up to where you said he should have given him his stuff. He rolled the window down, gave him his stuff, and then rolled it up. And said, "Write me my." Yes,
I didn't see him give me anything.
He did.
He all he said was when he approached, the cop approached him. The cop knocked on his window, and Tyreek is in there going, "Don't knock on my window like that, man. Don't knock on my window like that. Don't knock on my window like that." And then the cop said, then he rolled up his window, and cop said, "Roll down your window. Roll down your window. Roll down your window." He didn't. The cop
he did.
Said, step out of the car, step out of the car, step out of the car, which he did not.
He gave the cop his ID before he rolled the window up. That's all he's required to do. It is not, you're not permitted to leave your window down the entire traffic stop. You're not.
Yeah, you don't have to.
No.
When he's trying to talk to you, obviously you have to crack it open.
And he did.
And that 6 to 8 inches is all you need.
Yeah.
Like you said, that's completely right. I've done that. And cops have gotten an attitude.
I didn't see that at all. I think what the whole situation was, Tyreek, being Tyreek, really disobeyed what the cop said. It wouldn't have escalated like that at all if Tyreek would have said, "Okay, I'll step out. You know, and them explained, hey, officer,
He did say okay.
the reason for my speed is I'm late for the game. I play for the Miami Dolphins. He never said anything like that.
You don't have to. You don't have to tell people. You don't have to tell them that.
Okay,
Not
man,
everybody
listen.
gets pulled over plays for the Miami Dolphins.
You don't have to tell them that, Scott.
He could have said that. If he would have said that, listen. If he would have said that, then all of this would have gone pretty damn fast away. It would have gone fast, real quick. But that's not what happened. Tyreek escalated the situation, not the cops. The Tyreek did.
No.
Tyreek was being he was being complete ass.
But
Totally insane.
the disagreement me and Pete have is, and probably Volusia too, like they expect a cop to be nice and courteous even when you're being a piece of shit.
No.
And I don't give a fuck how the cop treats you when you're being an asshole. I believe you get what you give.
If you escalate the situation, the cop's going to escalate it then even more, and that's exactly what happened with Tyreek. That's exactly what happened.
He doesn't have to be friendly to him.
But
Well,
why
have to be
all
friendly with him.
You don't have to be friendly, but at least you have to listen to what the cop is asking you
He
to
did.
do.
Listen to me.
Pete, there's no law that says
What
that
did
the
he
cops
do
have to be
to
friendly.
He did everything he's required to do by the law. He gave him his information.
I didn't see him give out those information.
did.
All I saw is when he
did.
Okay, if he did, I missed that part. But when he
gave
came
it
up,
to him and rolled his window back up, and the cop walked back, I guess, to ask him for something. Maybe he didn't hand him the insurance. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't everything. But you roll your window back down, crack it open, and start popping off at your fucking cock holster. I ain't got a problem when they decide to be assholes right back to you.
Well, I don't. They could be an asshole all they want to. There's a difference between being an asshole and assaulting somebody.
This guy is okay. The cop doesn't know who he is. He's in a very heavily tinted car. He could have.
I don't even care about that.
He could have he could have a gun in the car for all practical purposes. The cop wouldn't know. I mean, the cop's safety is as much, he's looking after his own damn self and pulling somebody over.
He knew he wasn't a threat. He just had a conversation with him about why he got pulled over. He said, "Okay, write me a ticket and let me go on my way." He knew there was no threat there. Tyreek Hill is not a threat to them.
The cops don't have to ask you to get out of the vehicle. That's an officer's discretion. I guarantee you, if he wasn't being a fucking asshole, they wouldn't have told him to get out of the car.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. He's the one that escalated the situation to where it became, okay?
That's why I said everybody's in the wrong here. Those cops aren't in the right either. But Tyreek's just
the only thing I saw about the cops is that there was a lot of damn cops that showed up all of a sudden. I mean,
for a speeding ticket. Should have been one cop.
But what was happening?
I've had that happen, though. If
But
it's a
what
slow
was
fucking
happening?
day, I've had it happen.
But what was happening was, okay, all these other Miami Dolphin fan players are stopping for Tyreek. Okay, so that escalated it even damn more, where they're saying, get back in your car, let us do our job. I mean, when a cop is in a situation like that, he doesn't need to have 3 or 4 damn different people he's got to look after while he's doing one thing.
Look, in order to detain somebody forcibly and put them in handcuffs, you have to have suspected them of committing a crime. I'm not talking about the speeding. I'm talking about a secondary crime after the stop. And there was no suspicion of any crime. They just got their feelings hurt.
He was only detained for a moment.
And they can briefly detain you for refusing to get out of the vehicle. And once again, officer's discretion, they don't have to charge you or arrest you at that point. And as far as the ticket goes, this is one that varies by state, and I don't know about Florida, but I know this for a fact. State of Arkansas, those people that like to refuse to sign a ticket, you do that in the state of Arkansas, they can take you to jail.
Sure.
Slim, why do you think he wasn't charged with anything? Because I think that's more important.
Because they didn't have anything to charge him.
Right.
No, because they figured out who he was, and they knew he was a person of means. Otherwise, they would have charged him with
you're gonna die with the
arrest.
same
I don't believe that at all.
that Volusia is, so whatever.
I don't know whether I think the reason that
he did hand over his ID. I see that. I'm looking at it right now. But he rolled up his window again, and then the cop's trying to talk to him, and the cop's saying, "Okay, get out of the car." And if he doesn't get out of the car, then that's going to escalate things. If a car
You're
is
telling
escalating,
somebody to get out of the car.
you need to get out of your car.
You're telling somebody to get out of the car as you're dragging them out of the car.
They asked him several times to get out of the car.
He didn't. I mean, what is he? The Flash? I mean, is he supposed to just like magically fucking just, like pop out of the car like a fucking clown in a circus?
Yeah,
with his salute ready and his tongue out to lick the boot. Yeah, dude. Look, it's on the cops to de-escalate the situation. Not
Exactly. Exactly.
I disagree. I disagree wholeheartedly. I think Tyreek is the one that escalated this situation and made it a big damn deal.
Not wrong in that, but that's one where my own personal bias is coming in there. I just don't give a fuck. I really don't.
Well, neither do I. I mean, but it to me, it's like, okay, I'm and he should have used it. He should have used his fame in this instance. He should have said, "Officer, I'm late for the game."
I actually respect the fact that he didn't. I actually respect the fact that he didn't.
And they would have said, "Who are you?" And he would have said, and then they looked and said, "Okay." Said, "All right. Well, you were speeding. Let me give you. I'll give you a citation. I'm going to give you a warning." That's probably exactly would have happened if he would have been a little bit, if he would have been a little bit obedient. Yeah.
Clem just say something about mind reading.
Miami Dolphins. What if he was just some rich guy?
Well, there's a lot of rich guys in Miami, and there's a lot of damn, cars like this in Miami. Okay, that doesn't mean because you're a rich guy, which he is. I mean, he has millions of damn dollars. Act like you got millions of damn dollars, for God's sakes. And he didn't act that way. He acted like he was from the hood.
Okay.
So
this only
like
happens to people driving McLarens. It doesn't happen to a guy driving a Honda going to his part-time job either, right?
Should have acted like he should have acted like a citizen, like a decent damn American citizen, which he did not. And then everything escalated because more people stopped because it was Tyreek and the Miami Dolphin players stopped. That escalated it even more, and that's why the cops are going, get back in your damn car, get in your car.
Again, this whole thing about
I'm going to arrest you.
This whole idea that he was being a jerk, it constitutes the way that they treated him is just insane to me.
Look,
they're not the feelings police.
What I watched is On Patrol Live a little too much.
Concept. Hang on, this is a simple concept. It's called karma. Treat others how
unfortunately, Slam, karma is not in the Constitution, is it?
I don't know why that you hold this double standard where cops have to be robotic-like and not respond to
because
people
they're public servants.
Yeah, because they're
public servants.
No,
okay, well, I don't give a fuck if you give a fuck. They're public fucking servants, and they have a greater responsibility. The same way we don't expect students to act the same way we expect teachers to act. Do we expect students to act the same way we expect teachers to act? No, because they're the fucking teachers.
Let's not bring up children into this.
It's not that fucking hard to understand, dude. Public servants have a greater responsibility.
But guess what? There's no law that says they have to be kind to you.
There's no law that says that they enact karma on the public.
Situation and act like a fucking public servant. If we want to expect Tyreek Hill to be a good citizen, then I expect public servants to act with some decorum and not be fucking Rambo, fucking the Punisher out there acting like fucking, dude, it's disgusting, dude.
That wasn't the case. I don't believe that at all. That was not the case I saw.
You're trying to equate this with how children act.
Absolutely
and I realize you have the intellectual capacity of a child, but let's bring it up a little higher than that.
You just told me I was right, but you don't give a fuck. So that's awesome. That's the way someone with really high intellectual capacity argues. Cool.
Okay, here's the question for all of us. Okay, how many of us have been stopped? How many of us have had a traffic stop?
Me except for you. That's cool.
I've been arrested before, so I'm familiar.
Okay, you've been arrested before.
I've been in handcuffs a few times myself.
I have too.
Honestly, I've been arrested before too. But you know what? The thing I'm asking, though, in a traffic stop, what happens if you cooperate with a police officer? Most of the time, unless they are a true blue asshole, is that most of the time they'll get you through it in about 5
He
10
did
minutes.
cooperate. He did everything he's supposed to do.
Okay. Let's take it beyond cooperation then. Do what you have to do by law, but you're not a snarky asshole about it, and things will smooth.
No, get over it.
Right. Because you know what? The more you escalate it yourself.
When that cop treats you like a piece of shit too,
most people aren't happy to get pulled over, Slim. So everybody that's not happy about getting pulled over should be yanked out of the car and put in handcuffs?
I wasn't happy that I got pulled over. Yes, but guess what I was doing? More than 45 in a construction zone when it was posted 45.
All of that was all of that was.
You know, when you get pulled over that you were speeding. I got pulled over by South Carolina State Patrol. This was several years ago, but I knew I was speeding. I pulled in the left lane. Cop, hits his blue lights. I pull over and I told him, I said, honestly, officer, I said, I wasn't trying to mean to speed. I was just trying to move into the lane of traffic. He says, I know. He said, I get it. He said, look, here's a ticket. He said, call. He said, it'll be reduced to like $50, $60, I mean, so it wasn't a big deal. I was in and out of there in 5 damn minutes because I was nice to the cop and the cop was nice to me.
That's great.
I swear to God, if people do that, you're not going to have these problems. But if you're going to go off and go, you just got to do what you got to do. Don't act like that. You like I said, damn, you're a millionaire. You don't have to act like that. You don't have, and you represent the Miami Dolphins.
He also doesn't have to be nice.
Or it meant the speeding. You're saying just admit it.
Why would you not be nice to a cop unless a cop is an asshole to you?
Hang on a second, Scott. Hang on a
Doesn't
second.
matter. It's not the law to be nice.
Your video was he did everything required by law. What law did the cops break?
Assault.
No, that's not assault. That's doing their job.
No, that's not doing their job. They assaulted that man.
So
No,
next.
it's not doing his job.
Next.
If I did that to any one of you or you to me, it's
And
assault.
this is why I say you're lying, Pete.
I'm not lying.
Framing it in a way that yes, you are. It's not assault.
It is. And not only that, not only did they assault him, they assaulted him twice.
Okay.
In the span of 2 minutes.
Cooperative. That was the reason he was put in handcuffs and detained. That's
Guess what?
Scott, you only have to cooperate with lawful orders.
When you're handcuffed and detained, you do have to do everything you're pretty much told at that
damn
point.
right. You're gonna make it even worse.
Except for answer questions.
Yeah, except for the fact that he never should have been handcuffed and detained.
No, he absolutely should have.
No, he shouldn't have.
Because you can frame it like he wanted to get out of the car.
He was trying to get out of the car. You can watch. I just saw the video.
You're lying, Pete.
All right. I guess.
Anywhere he tried getting out of the car.
I guess I watched an AI version of it then.
Tried to get out until he opened up the door.
Car and grabbed him by the neck before he could get a foot out the fucking
because
door.
he was not getting out of the car, and they asked him to get out several times.
And this is my point. You can't even keep your story straight. First he had his foot out. Now you're saying he can't even get his foot out.
And not only that, when they opened the door. Listen to me.
On the fucking video.
Not only, as soon as they opened the door, not only did he start to try to get out, he said, I'm getting out. But no, they still didn't let go of him. Grabbed him immediately by the head.
Back up and time,
that's
how much?
That's not how
but
it
time,
works. It gets to the point where they have to open your door to get you out. There's no, okay, I'm complying.
There was no point.
No, there was no. That's right. He was not complying to an lawful order. Okay?
Again,
that was it.
You expect him just to hop out the window like a magician? You got to give the guy 2 seconds to get out of the fucking car. He's got a bad knee, one, and he's sitting down 6 inches off the ground.
Kids to do something 6 times, but apparently you have to tell Tyreek Hill.
I don't even have a bad knee. I couldn't have gotten out of the car in 2 seconds.
Well, Slim, first you said they gave him time. Now you're saying they don't have to give him time. So now you're saying if they open the door, they can just drag you out like a rag.
I said they did give him time.
Well, how much time between the time they opened the door, Pete, to the time they put hands on him?
Oh, immediately. Immediately. As soon as the door was open enough for them to get their hands on him, they grabbed him. Immediately.
Yeah, and who opened the door? Oh, it wasn't Tyreek. That's right.
No. He's basically saying to get out of the car as he's opening the door.
They said it 4 times, Pete. You're lying again.
No.
Jesus
Look,
Christ,
I just
man.
watched it.
And see, this is the problem. People can't be honest about what happened, and they want to lie and shift shit to fit a narrative.
I'm not trying to fit a narrative. I'm going by what I saw.
I just watched the video. The cop asked him 6 times to get out of the car. See, he did not comply. After the 6th damn time, he opened up the door and drug him out. So if he asked him 6 times to get out of the damn car and he didn't, then that's why he got handcuffed and detained.
That's not what happened at all. The second cop walked up and says, as a matter of fact, get out of the car, grabbed the car door opened it immediately. As soon as he said that. As soon as he said it.
I just watched it, Pete. He said 6 times, "Get out of the car."
As he's opening the door, he's saying it.
No. He said it before. He said, "Get out of the car, get out of the car." Look at it again. He said, "Get out of the car." He said it 6 times before he grabbed the handle. Go and look at it. Because that's what I just saw.
Yeah, this is a good question.
So after 6 times telling you to get out of the car,
so
what is the cop going to do?
Why,
He's going to drag your ass out of the car.
Let me ask you a question. Why do they need to get him out of the car in the first place?
Because he rolled up the window and was not complying with what the officer was
telling him.
You
do not have to roll your window. He rolled his window down, gave him his information. You do not have to keep your window rolled down, Scott.
He rolled up his window again.
You don't have to.
Said, roll down your window, and he didn't do it.
Well, listen, I'm with you, Pete, on the window thing. The reason they did it, because they can.
Well, therein lies the problem, Slim.
That is a lawful order. Just take that up with the Supreme Court. That's not even states. That's
well, anyone wants to say this is racist. That's bullshit because these are.
Well, first of all, I'm not claiming that.
I mean, it has nothing to do with race.
I'm not claiming that.
Anyone say that?
I never thought that from the beginning. I never thought it had anything to do with that. I just thought it has to do with these cops they're hotheads and they don't like to be told no. Which is exactly
I didn't see that at all.
Which is exactly.
I didn't see any cop being a hothead.
Which is
other than
you didn't
telling people to back off when other people were stopping. They were telling them to get the back.
And a lot of cops do have that problem, yes. But once again, where is the unlawful order they gave him?
Yeah.
I didn't see any cop being a hothead.
I saw at least 2. I saw at least there's more there that weren't being hotheads. They were just kind of standing around, but there was at least 2 that were being hotheads. One in particular.
Oh, and to your point earlier, Pete, I think it was defensive tackle did get put in handcuffs too, but he got let go.
Oh, he did get put in handcuffs? Yeah, that guy couldn't wait to arrest somebody.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Calais Campbell?
That's one of those, yes. That's one of those, I'm all for, if like the people that want to run around filming all the traffic stops, whatever. But if you're trying to get a shot right over somebody's shoulder, fucking back the fuck off. Like, I don't give a fuck if you're there. Hey, watch them, record them. Accountability, I'm all for it. But don't get in the middle of your shit either.
Look, the cop, he said it himself. He said, when we tell you to do something, you do it. No. No. If you give me a lawful order, I'll do it. I mean,
he did, and he did 6 times. Told him to get.
Let me ask you something. If the cop pulls you over and tells you you're going to blow me now, you're going to do it just because he told you to do it?
No, it's not a lawful order.
If it gets
right.
Yeah.
You out of a ticket, so you should do it. According to Scott, according to Scott, you should do it as long as it de-escalates the situation, because it's not the cop's job to de-escalate the situation. So if he tells you to get down and throw this cop, you better do it, because that's what you should do. Get out of the situation. Because if you get on your knees and throw at the officer's cock, well, you're not gonna be late for the game, are you? So you should do it, right?
I will be, but I'm gonna go to the courthouse with it.
Answer me this, because I don't watch the Dolphins. Did Tyreek play in that game?
Yeah, he had a big game too.
He balled out.
Can we stop talking about fucking surgery then if he's healthy enough to play a fucking football game? Kiss my ass.
Well,
so then they can throw him on the ground.
See, this is what I mean, Pete, by trying to craft a narrative around bullshit. Stop with the whole fucking, he just had surgery and you threw him to the ground. He's healthy enough to play in a fucking football game.
Well, sitting and standing is different than running on your knee.
Yes.
Not to mention, I don't know if first of all, that car is awesome. It's a McLaren, I think is what it was.
Yeah,
when he's sitting in the drive. Have anybody ever got in and out of one of those cars before?
No, they're pretty low to the ground.
His ass is 3 inches off the ground. So. You can't just. It's not like an SUV where you can just open the door and pop out. Like it takes a second to get out.
Well, and I'll even grant you this much: McLarens tend to be a little worse because they'll put the driver's seat right in the middle of the car.
Yeah.
McLarens are loud cars too.
There's not a driver and passenger seat like you would think of in a normal vehicle. Like there's 2 back seats for passengers, but the driver of a McLaren sits right in the middle of
I think we should do a test here. We should video this too. We should get Slim sitting in a McLaren and see how long it takes to get his ass out of there.
If you don't immediately get out,
less than 1.5 seconds, you all get to throw him on the ground and fucking jump on his back.
You know what though? Here's the thing: Rec would have, because Rec's taller than me. He would probably have just as much trouble as me.
Hell, I'd have a hard time getting out of that thing.
Be on the concrete with a nightstick up my ass for sure. Look how long it take me to get out.
Now see, there's a way around this. I just thought of this on the fly. I want y'all's opinion. If you roll out head first, you'll get out quick, but you're having to roll out.
He went out head first, all right. Just not the way you're thinking.
Yeah. And if you roll out, you're already on the ground like they want. So maybe that's what he should have done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, then they slammed him on the ground.
Right into his knee, or just dive your head right into his knee or to his nightstick.
They put him right on his face, and they did the whole thing where they put the knee in the back. You know, that's what they're trained to do.
Well, there were 5 bike cops that stopped. Okay, 5 bike cops that stopped.
I couldn't help but laugh when I saw this. Apparently, one of the officers there is a Bills fan.
Oh, really?
So people are trying to go down that angle with
Oh, no.
That's funny. That's funny, but no. Funny, but no. That's not the...
The Bills did win, so I don't know.
No, they play the Bills on Thursday.
Oh, this happened. Okay.
You're right. The defensive tackle was asked several times to back the hell off, and that's when he was handcuffed.
Well, and I've seen plenty of cops that are in the wrong for that, too. Now, like I said, stand there, video, and watch what they're doing. I don't really care.
He wasn't even videoing. He was on the phone with somebody, I think.
Well,
yeah, he was on the phone.
Fine. Even if you're not, I'm just saying I don't care. But also, don't be trying to stand over their shoulder getting the best shot either.
Well,
but he was like 15 feet away, or 20 at least.
But Slim, I think we're missing something. Did Drew's ass ever get there? Because I think this could have gone smoother.
Yeah, Drew, get arrested, Drew.
Drew was aboard it. Where is Drew?
He was caught in traffic. I mean, because like Pete said, they weren't on the shoulder. There was no shoulder, so they had traffic backed up. He was caught in it.
Yep, Miami, man. Yeah, it can happen.
Yeah, I really don't think there was any reason for them to ask him to get out of the car in the first place. So that could have been, that whole thing could have been avoided.
I think we agree to disagree.
Right.
So we agree.
And it could have also, it would have been avoided too if Tyreek wasn't being an ass.
Right. Again, Tyreek could have used his fame and just said, "Officer, I know I was speeding, but I'm a Dolphins fan and I'm late to get to the game."
Again, a lot of people are assholes to the cops because they're unhappy about being pulled over. Do they yank everybody out of the car for being an ass, or just Tyreek?
If you're an asshole, you could get yanked out of a car. Yeah.
No,
that's not how it's supposed to go.
This is the biggest problem, Pete.
Huh?
Why do you make it? Why is that a one-way street? Why can't a cop be an asshole to you?
It's a one-way.
You can be an asshole, but being an asshole is not the same as putting your hands on somebody, Slim. Those are two different things.
Guess what?
I'm an asshole to a lot of people. I don't put my hands on them.
Okay. Well, you're not a cop. Be a cop and you can get away with it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem.
But Slim, you're saying
that's a law order.
Why is all the leniency given to the cop and not Tyreek? None to Tyreek, infinite leniency to the cop.
Yeah.
No. I'm simply saying if you're an ass to the cop, I don't give a fuck if he's an ass to you. If you're cool with him,
no, but
and the cop is ass to you,
you're acting like the cop called him a douchebag and let him go on his way.
Yeah, the reaction has to the reaction has to be on par with what's coming at you.
Unfortunately, when you're talking about law enforcement, it's a simple fact of life. It's not fair.
Yeah.
But it is
when you have the right you have the right to put your hands on somebody lawfully, you have to use that right with discretion. You have to exercise discretion and decorum.
They don't. They can ask everybody they ever pull over to get out, and it's perfectly legal.
Yep. Okay. Well, I'm not
and
saying
again, I'm looking at. I know what a cop was doing. Why he wanted that window down. Again, the windows were heavily tinted. It's Miami. He has no damn idea who this person is, and he may have a gun in the damn car, and he might pull a gun.
Oh, come on.
Florida, I think Florida's got constitutional carry, so you just need to deal with that.
And if you do have a gun, of course, I'm sure you do, Slim, and you do carry. But the first thing you do when a cop stops you and you got a gun is you say, "Officer, I have a gun at such and such." You tell them right off from the get-go that you have a gun in your car.
Yeah, I don't think
I don't anymore, but
he didn't have a gun in his car.
he didn't. And not only that, you're still.
What I'm saying is
another thing.
That was the reason the cop, I think, wanted the window down so we could see him and see what he was doing. That's all. I mean, he knocked on the window several times. Okay, roll down your window, roll down your window. Then it was 6 times of ordering him to get out of the car.
There was no suspicion that he had a weapon and wanted to hurt them. He had a conversation with them.
Open the door and drag his ass.
He had a conversation with them. He had the window down. He had a conversation with them. Then he rolled it up.
I'm all for officer safety, but I don't know about that.
I think that's exactly what it was. Look, this is Miami-Dade County. I mean, for goodness sakes,
like I said earlier, I'm not a mind reader, so I don't know. But
yeah. But
I like when Tyreek's go.
I think the cop wanted the window down to see what the individual was doing.
I like when Tyreek goes.
Wanted to talk to him.
Why are you knocking on my window like you crazy, bro? Dang.
That's what he said. Yeah. Stop knocking on my window. Stop knocking on my window. Well,
here's the thing with that too, Pete. Is he going to be knocking on his window if he had left it cracked open?
It was cracked open.
That if it wasn't open?
It was cracked open.
No,
otherwise, they wouldn't be able to hear him saying that.
No, Scott's right on that. After he handed him his because we talked about this a minute ago, he doesn't have to leave it open, but he's not going to have to knock on your window to get your attention if it's back open. He's just going to walk up and start talking.
Right, and Tyreek rolled his window completely up at that time.
Yeah.
Now you don't have to leave it completely up, but don't cop an attitude about the cops knocking on your window if you roll the fucking thing up.
That's right, and that's exactly what was going on. And I mean, it was Tyreek that copped the attitude, and then that escalated it even more for the cops. Look, the person that's fault here to me personally is Tyreek Hill.
There was no sort of threat. This officer safety bullshit. There was no threat from Tyreek. Look, come on.
They need to do their fucking job and keep their ego at home. Bruise vagina, fucking cops.
How do you know, though, Pete? You don't know that.
You don't know that with literally anybody you pull over.
This is one of the most crime-riddled cities in the damn country.
How many people are riding around in a $500,000 car shooting cops?
Lots of damn drug dealers.
Oh.
Really?
Okay, you kind of lost me on that one, Scott.
I don't think drug dealers drive McLarens.
I mean, I'm sure some of them are driving McLarens, but I don't think they're doing drive-bys with the McLaren.
No.
Let's hope not.
Hey, guys. No, I wanted to say about the closing the window thing. Like, anytime I've ever been pulled over, I never thought I could close the window.
Yeah, you can.
You can.
Like, I would have never thought that would have been a thing, especially
you know that
if I had tinted windows.
You don't even have to roll it down initially. You ever see these people that just stick their information on the window so the cop can read it? They don't even hand it to them.
That's on like DUI checkpoints and
yeah, that's that damn. I hate those people that do that shit.
By the way, I'm with those people on that. Fuck those checkpoints. Fuck you.
Well, the point is, I mean, I think it's kind of a dumb thing to do. But he did. He rolled down the window and gave him his stuff. So he met his obligation as far as that's concerned.
I agree. All I said was, don't be a dick about them knocking on your window when you roll the fucking thing back up. Because, Pete, don't you expect that if you roll your window up on a cop and he's got something to say, he's going to knock on your window to get your attention?
I would have thought he'd get really, I mean, I would have thought that you couldn't do that because they always want to see your hands and shit, make sure you're not armed, or at least, I mean, it's been a long time since I've been pulled over. I'm just saying, it's like, I always thought you kind of had to be able to be seen and your hands are seen, and
except for the fact that they didn't have any reason to believe that he was a threat in the first place. They pull him over for speeding at like fucking 11 o'clock in the morning in the middle of traffic. He talked to them, asked what I get pulled over for, gave him his stuff. Like, there was no threat there. He was just mad he got pulled over.
That's a threat I'd hate to see in Iraq and pieces.
Guess what? No, I wasn't happy when I got pulled over. I'm an asshole if I'm acting like a dick to the cop pulling me over. I'm in the
It doesn't
wrong.
mean that's the ground.
No. I think they went. I think they took it way too far based on the situation.
I said that doesn't mean they got to throw you on the ground.
But you can't name. But neither one of you can name a law they broke. You're all about Tyreek following that letter of the law, and this is why I say you're both fucking hypocrites because you can't name the law that the cops.
Because they didn't give him time to follow the lawful order.
6 times? Asking him 6 times to get out of the car? I mean, that's.
There is a point. There is a point of no return, Pete. That's
right.
The thing.
And 6 times asking him to get out of the car and refuse the order. There you go. There lies the rub.
That cop had steam coming out of his ears because he didn't like Tyreek's attitude. That's all it was. He got his feelings hurt.
Guess what? I'm even okay with illegal detainments once you've been an asshole to somebody.
You're okay with illegal detainments? That's the most insane thing I've heard. That's the most insane thing you said today. You don't care.
You're this huge anti-government person until it comes to the cops.
Yeah, thank you.
No, it's got nothing to do with the cops. It's got to do with people acting like human fucking beings, and that goes both ways.
Right, bow to the government.
No, I hold everybody to the same standard.
Slim doesn't care if they illegally detain you.
Like you three.
You should hold cops to a higher standard, not the same standard. Cops are public servants, and they're held to a higher standard.
Cops are human fucking beings like everybody
else. Doesn't matter. So is the president, so is your teacher, so is everybody else. Public servants are held to a higher standard.
And I hold them all to the same standard.
Damn, Slim.
Well, let's think of this too. We hold them to the highest standard, but look at what they have to deal with every day, though. Look at what they have to, Volusia, look at what they have to deal with every day. You know, they have to deal with the worst of the worst usually. Okay. Yep. So they have to be on their toes because they don't know who's going to be that person.
It's exactly why it takes a special type of person to do that job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
It takes a special type of person that shouldn't abuse their power just because they get their fucking feelings hurt.
Yep, those motherfuckers ain't it.
Well, I think we've talked about this.
Nothing's going to happen to any of them because they didn't do anything wrong.
Well, something did happen to them. They got suspended, right?
Well, they're on administrative leave.
They're on a desk job is basically what it is.
Yeah.
And in a week when this blows over, they'll be back out there.
Yeah, because they look out for each other.
Well, they do that, and in some cases, I'm not for it.
I love whenever cops do commit a crime, they get investigated by the cops.
If you want to do away with that, I'm very much against public sector unions.
I think, can we agree on this, Slim? Can we agree on this? Let's pay cops more and expect more. Can we do that?
I'm with that. I'm all for that. And guess what else? And guess what else too? They should go through thorough. If you are, let's say, a special forces in the military, you go through constant training, like monthly training. You don't just go to boot camp and that's it. You go through monthly. These guys go through fucking whatever cop school it is, and then that's the end of their training.
Well, no, it's not.
It is.
Same for teachers too. Pay more.
It is.
One of us here has been in law enforcement. That was me.
And on top of that, they're supposed to meet physical requirements. Meanwhile, you see half of them walking around. They fucking can't run 10 feet without being winded.
They are supposed to have a Peete requirement to meet.
That's well, like most things, that's not one particular thing that caused that problem. But I mean, they are also to the point where they have to take damn near anybody they can get at this point.
Yeah, we expect more out of fucking college. We expect more out of college refs than we do out of cops, don't we?
Well, you know what? Look, I'm not a lover of cops.
I don't. I expect refs to make fucking mistakes. Why?
Right.
Because they're human.
Right,
wow,
but they're also not throwing people on the ground and pulling guns on motherfuckers, are they?
I can keep one simple argument across multiple different things, and you can't stay consistent about
because these are two different. Because you can't understand there are different contexts for different situations. Keeping the same argument over many different contexts is the argument.
Get the fuck out of here.
Go bow to your portrait.
Go bow to your portrait of your fucking emperor.
Nuance of different conversations. When you
go bow to your portrait of your fucking emperor.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything? What the fuck are you talking about? All you can do is throw out these retarded insults because you're fucking stupid. You cannot keep contact for shit over different situations. A referee isn't going to pull a gun on somebody or throw them on the fucking ground, are they? No. So we hold them to a different standard.
Actually,
we hold
I have
police to a
seen a
different
referee
standard
throw a
because they
player
have a
to the
different
ground.
set of rights
That's
and they have different responsibilities and they're public fucking servants.
I've seen jacked-ass referees throw people to the ground, so that's false.
And then they get fired.
Can we give refs guns? I think that would make it interesting.
Yeah, let's give the refs guns. Yeah, I like that. Let's give
that
the
was
refs
holding,
guns.
motherfucker.
15-yard penalty. 15-yard penalty. Take him out back. Targeting behind the tent.
Speaking of keeping a consistent argument, Belusha's the same person that says cops are corrupt and no good, but he wants them to be the only one with
I didn't say
guns.
that.
I don't think he said that.
I didn't say corrupts are
Slim, you're the one that said you're okay. Slim, you're the one that said you're okay.
I didn't say corrupts or
Slim, you're the one that said you're okay with people being illegally detained.
All I said was these cops are in the wrong. That's it. I don't think all cops are in the wrong. I've been treated nicely by cops while pulled over before.
If you're a fucking dickhead to a cop, at that point, I could care less what they do to you.
Oh, it hurts cops' feelings.
Corpus,
there it is. If you're an asshole to a cop, cop's going to be an asshole to you.
It's called karma.
Right, but again,
it's called courtesy, too.
He doesn't get to throw me on the fucking ground.
Rule that we've been taught our whole lives, Pete. You treat others how you would like to be treated.
Boy, I can tell you one thing. I can read body language, and that one unhinged cop. I guarantee you, he beats his wife. I guarantee it. That guy is he's so out of his mind. He's a fucking psychopath.
Hey, guess what? Campus security at Clemson thinks the same thing about you.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
He might have been hopped up on some Cuban coffee.
Hey, and guess what I did, Slim? Hey, guess what I did? I went to leave, and they told me, no, you have to wait for the Clemson police to get your statement. I gave them the double tall boys and walked out. They didn't do shit. Fuck them.
Well, they can't do anything, but they
exactly.
do something about you.
He is a gangster.
But Slim, make
He's
sense of this to me.
Man.
Make sense of this to me. You said you hold everyone the same standard, but you're okay with cops breaking the law and not the citizen.
Where did they break the law in this matter? Where did they break the law?
That's not what I'm talking about. Slim said he's okay with illegal detainments if they call him a wiener face.
No, I did.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't say if they called him a wiener face.
You said if they're being an asshole, you're okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with everything these cops. That was more a joke than anything. Good Lord.
Okay.
Well, you should be detained about every day because you're an asshole every day.
Listen, I'm not actually okay with illegal detainment, but once again, name me the law the cops broke here.
Assault.
I'm still waiting on that.
I've already told you 10 times. Assault.
Hey, you can say it, and it doesn't mean assault happened.
Cop should have got arrested for that charge, just like he would charge anybody else for assault.
Yeah, and you should, just like you should have been arrested and charged for pushing Mrs. Peete down the game.
Yeah. Well, the video evidence exonerated me too, so I was okay with it.
They looked at the booth. They went to the booth and reviewed that.
There was no assault. There was embarrassment. Okay. I mean, Tyreek got in handcuffs. There was no assault on him, other than setting his ass down when he was asked also to sit down.
Dragging him out of the car and throwing him on his face was the assault.
Well, he was saying I had my...
Again, 6 times asking him to get out of the car.
Give him time to get out of the car.
Asking 6 times to do something. The 7th time, they're going to do what they need to do.
First of all, they don't even know anything about this guy. Let me tell you, what if Mike Vick was driving a car and got pulled over and they asked him to get out of the car, and 2 seconds later they had dragged him out, and then they realized his fucking legs didn't work? They don't know.
That's not...
Right,
that's so...
And actually, what's funny about that...
Such a wrong analogy.
Have you seen that video, Slim?
It's funny that Pete said that because there's a video on YouTube. Hang on, Valise. There's a video on YouTube of that very fucking thing happening. They pulled a quadriplegic out of a car. I guess they didn't fucking believe him.
You're probably okay with that, weren't you?
No,
and what happened? One of the cops said, "Oh, we got first base here, huh?"
Yeah, they got their ass fucking sued
off the bingo card.
I agree with Vandy Dandy, which is very rare. He says Tyreek was getting dragged out of that car no matter what he did. I agree with that. That cop made his mind.
You're also predisposed to take the side against the
No,
cops?
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
We go through this every time.
So when
because you had a bad run-in years ago with a cop, you are predisposed not to. You told the story, Pete.
I know. Yeah, it happened to me. Yeah, it's true.
Okay, guess what? I don't take that tact, and I've had bad run-ins with cops too.
We've all had bad run-ins with cops.
Yeah, and
for goodness sakes, we know there are some bad cops out there. Okay, but certainly what I've learned in my age and wisdom is that if a cop pulls you over and you know you've been speeding, you obey what the officer says you to do. Especially in a traffic stop, so you can get it all over with, and normally the cop will give you a break on the ticket as far as like how many points on the ticket, all
That's
of that.
great. In a fantasy land,
then you have to show up in court.
We have this thing.
The judge will knock off the
We have this thing. We have these things in America. They're called laws, and we also have this thing called the Constitution. That's all you're required to follow.
Well, and you know that's what Scott means.
That's not true, Pete. You got to
it is true.
Traffic laws.
Hang on. Now you're going down Belusha's route where you're trying to play word games. You know what Scott meant by that, even if it didn't come out the way exactly.
No, he's saying
you're trying to play word games.
No, he's doing the same thing. And Slim, you're predisposed to stick up for the cops even when you know they're wrong.
How so?
Because you do it every time.
Stick up to a cop when I see
How am I predisposed to stick up for him?
You did it with Scotty Scheffler's situation, which you were wrong on that one.
I told you I was trolling on that, so don't even fucking go there.
Okay.
Oh, God. Dude, licking the boot and kissing the ass 100% of the time just to get it all over with is not the answer.
Now, look, there's two different. That's a great analogy. Scotty Scheffler did what he was supposed to do, and he got arrested. And those cops were assholes. That is a perfect analogy of when a bad cop is a bad cop.
And you're also trying to take control that I made and try and take that as seriously when you know better.
All you have to do is look at the demeanor of these officers in this traffic stop at Tyreek Hill and tell you that they're not good police officers. They're not.
Okay.
I didn't see that at all. I saw two cops sitting there, just sitting there talking to each other, and then the McLaren flies to freak by. Okay, and then that's when they pull him over.
But also, Scott, just being nice to the cops doesn't mean that they're going to cut you a break. At least not my experience in Atlanta.
Well, I agree. Listen, I agree. There's cops that are assholes. They're just cops that are complete jerks and assholes. I had a Georgia State Patrol officer when I was like 17, 18 years old. I mean, he was the worst of the worst. I mean, the cigar in his mouth, the whole damn thing. I mean, he was every stereotype of what you would think of as a bad cop.
Well, Rick, when you said you did what you were supposed to and you still got in trouble, did you tell them, well, I'm not constitutionally allowed to tell you this and that? Did you say that politely?
No, but I looked up. I did look them up on Facebook because they have to sign their name on it because I want to know about that motherfucker. But no, it was a move over law thing where he was baiting people on the shoulder. So the cop did not have anyone pulled over. He just has his lights on the right shoulder on 285. And I couldn't get over because it's heavy traffic. And I got ticketed for move over law, which was like a $300 ticket or something.
Damn.
Jeez.
Look, I've had bad interactions with the cops. I've had some good ones too. I mean, not good, but nothing got escalated. But I guarantee I wasn't being friendly during it.
I'm still waiting on how I'm predisposed to agree with cops.
Because
look, I agree
before
with you,
here's how I know.
Scott, please,
Go ahead, Slim. I'm sorry.
How am I predisposed to agree with cops?
Here's how I know, Slim, because before I even started the show today, I knew you were going to come on here and defend the cops, even after seeing the video. That's how.
Sorry.
And if it's demonstrated you're wrong, then you'll say you're trolling.
No.
Well, everything I saw in the video, the cops were right. Rick was wrong.
Whether we're talking about this incident or every incident, I've made these exact same arguments. I keep a consistent argument across.
So you always side with the cops?
Yeah, pretty much.
Of course not.
I call when the cops are wrong, I call them wrong. When the person that they're dealing with is in the wrong, I call them wrong.
Name one instance the cops have been wrong.
Off the top of my head? Scotty Scheffler's a good one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was more my play on I think golf is stupid than anything else. I ain't got shit to do with Scotty.
Yes. Slim would like to see all golfers legally detained.
Yes, illegally detained. Fuck.
You ain't winning a major today, buddy.
Fucking nuke every golf course. It's a dumbass sport.
Well, it seems like any athlete that gets pulled over or stopped, they play very well that same day, like Tyreek did in his game. Scotty shot a damn great game after that pullover.
Got his adrenaline.
Maybe you should try and get pulled over on the way to every sporting event.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a good idea.
Maybe there's something to it.
I want Kirby to get pulled over. Kirby Smart to get pulled over every time he goes to Georgia.
I'll tell you, I've been more of a jerk to a cop than Tyreek Hill was. They didn't drag me out of the car, though.
Yeah, well, I've been an asshole to a cop too, when I just felt like I remember I was moving and I had stuff in my SUV in the back, and yes, I was moving around on the interstate. I was going about 75, somewhere around there, and this cop comes up behind me. He said, "Well, I've been trailing you since, Ashley Phosphate Road." I'm going, "Well, why the hell didn't you stop me there then, man?" I said, "You wait 10 miles to stop me?" And then he just was like, he was so fast talking. I was like, okay. And I was pissed off. I was just going, I got a question for you. Well, let me finish telling you what to do. So okay, tell me what to do. Then I asked him, I said, "How did you come to the conclusion I was speeding?" "Well, I've got the radar." "What kind of radar do you have?" "I got a Super Duper 100. I said, "When's the last time you calibrated that?" He rolled his eyes and walked away. And I told him, "Hey, I'm not finished. I'm not finished asking you questions."
He should have dragged your ass out of the car and put you in handcuffs for being an asshole to him.
Yeah, you're back, bro. You're being an asshole.
Why were you not complying 100%?
Yeah, you didn't comply.
Why was that being an asshole? I was asking him questions on how did he stop me and why did he stop me?
I don't think asking questions.
That's not being an asshole. I have every right to ask him questions.
Right.
Now you want
question mark at the end, no knee in your back. No question mark at the end, knee in your back.
You want an instance where I would say that they're in the wrong wreck? Your instance. Because you can't always get over it. And I think it's dumb as fuck they're going to write somebody a ticket.
Well, I had to go to court, and I had to talk to the district attorney or whatever, and he was like, "Tell me what happened," and I did. He said, "Well, you didn't say you slowed down, so you're getting a ticket." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." So that's how that went.
I don't have a problem with cops being an asshole. I have a problem with assaulting people. That's all.
Yeah.
And if it meets the legal definition of assault, I'm 1,000% with you.
I do have a problem with a cop being an asshole. I don't like cops being assholes. But you know what? If you watch a lot of these videos, these cops stopping people, excuse me, I see cops being patient as hell. I mean, the most patient individuals I've ever seen in my life, till they finally have to either drag the person out of the car and arrest them.
Sure. Those are called good cops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Right?
Yeah, they do exist.
Going back to the point about going back to the point about holding everyone to the same standard.
Why does every cop have to have that level of patience?
Because of the job, because of the responsibility they have under their job. They're not bag boys at Publix, Slim.
No, Pete, they have
and
to
here's
follow
why. And here's why it is, Slim. Because if any one of us if any one of us do what they did to anybody else, we get charged with assault. Now you're saying that they don't get charged with assault for doing that. That's why they have to have.
And this is what I mean about you being a hypocrite. You say it's not about their feelings, but you're wanting to make it about your feelings. Well, fuck your
because
feelings.
They are public
fuck
fucking
your feelings,
servants. And it's not about my feelings.
I've already told you to go bow down to the portrait of your emperor.
Fuck all to do with my feelings. You love to use that word feelings, but you're the one
your
fucking feelings all the fucking time. Look, what I said is very simple, and it doesn't have fucking all to do with feelings. What I said is, if I did, you or anybody else, what that cop did to Tyreek Hill, he get charged with assault. What the cop can do without getting charged with assault, therefore he has greater power and must act with greater responsibility. It's not that fucking hard to understand.
Yeah, it's not that hard. Go bow down to the portrait of your emperor,
Slim.
communist fuck.
Slim. You asked why. You asked why. The reason is when a cop is a hot-headed asshole, people can lose their lives unnecessarily. That is why it's preferable to have someone who's level-headed, de-escalating.
I'm with you. But once again, that's not the standard I held, is it? I said you give what you get. Simple as that.
So you give a snarky response, and what you get is your face in the dirt.
He didn't get his face in the dirt, did he?
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't. I didn't think so.
Yeah,
no
you
dirt
did.
To be found anywhere near there.
Okay, you have a face full of concrete then.
Who's petty fogging now?
You're trying to play word games, so don't get mad when I'm playing with you.
You know what I meant.
Okay.
You knew what Scott meant too.
You know what? Fuck Slim's feelings.
Hey, fuck my feelings. That's right.
Pete, let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
Okay. I don't know if you know this or you had any history with North Charleston cops versus Somerville cops.
Oh God.
Have you had any history?
Shit.
North Charleston are the worst damn cops in the world.
They are
assholes. Somerville cops here, pretty decent to deal with. They not too exploitive and assholes and this and that and the other.
First name basis there.
No, I don't know. No, I do not. But at the same time,
This is Pete. I said North Charleston ain't shit.
I'm just teasing.
Y'all remember the case? I don't know. It was probably 10 or 15 years ago. The North Charleston cop. This was national news. The guy that shot the guy in the back that ran. Remember that? He pulled the guy over. The guy didn't have insurance or anything. You know, he didn't have a license or insurance, so he just got out and immediately ran. So the cop chases him for I don't know a good while, and he had a good lead on him, and he just pulled out his gun and shot the guy in the back. He was fleeing. He was unarmed.
Was that North Charleston?
That was in North Charleston, yeah.
That was North Chuck.
I knew it was somewhere in South Carolina. I didn't remember that it was in North Charleston.
God, was he new?
I don't know. He got
no license, and he was driving without a license, and he's speeding. I forgot what he. Oh, the cop went to jail.
The cop got charged with murder. He's in jail. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in prison.
That in itself is not entirely illegal.
What?
To murder somebody?
Slim, Slim.
You're off the rails now, Slim. You're on your own, Slim.
No, I said it's not illegal in some circumstances.
Yeah, well, the circumstance was that the guy was unarmed and fleeing, and he shot him in the back.
Yes, that absolutely is. What I'm saying, though, because I've heard this brought up about other cases, there was a guy with a gun in his hand running from the cops. It is actually perfectly legal to shoot in that instance.
Oh, well, yeah, this guy didn't have a gun.
What are we talking about? Slim says, I'm not predisposed to defend the cops. Cop shoots man in back. Well, hold on a second. That's not always illegal.
Hang on. I'm talking about the law, though, Rick.
Yeah, we're talking about an unarmed man, though.
Okay, I'm just saying. I
yeah,
said
the cops can use lethal force, 100%. That
I said
at times is appropriate.
If their life is in danger, yeah.
Just because somebody is running from the cops doesn't mean the cops cannot shoot them. Tennessee versus Garner is another one. Went to the Supreme Court. If you have a suspect with a gun, you can legally shoot them in the back if they're fleeing.
Sure.
What if they're like, I have this gun, I'm going to kill my wife. What are they going to do?
They pose a danger to others in the future.
Yeah.
100%.
He was mad that the guy was faster than he was, so he just pulled out his gun and shot him.
He damn sure did.
Yeah.
And if it hadn't been for a kid, I think that was around there that caught it on video.
Yeah.
He might have gotten away with it.
He might have. Yeah, there was a kid that saw it going on, and it was on video. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And
this was
body cam. The cop didn't have body cam.
Yeah, this was before everybody's required to wear body cams. That's right.
Yeah.
They're still not, are they? I don't think it's a requirement.
It depends on the department, I think.
I think the department, a lot of departments want the body cam.
I'm pretty sure that everybody around here does have body cams. I guess it's not true everywhere, though.
So can we make that a federal law that all cops are required to wear body cams?
It needs to be because now that they are wearing them more, you don't hear as many of these cases anymore, do you?
Yeah. What about that dumbass? What about that dumbass cop that got busted? I forget where this was. This guy it turns out he had planted drugs on like 30 different people in their cars.
Yes.
And he accidentally turned his body cam on and recorded himself planting the drugs in the car.
I love that.
Yeah, the lady.
That's karmic justice times a million. That's beautiful. I mean, it's horrible, but it's hilarious.
Well, it's horrible because a lot of people that went to prison for a while that didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should have to do all of those people's sentences concurrently.
And those people should have been paid out the ass for that.
I'm sure they probably did.
And that cop, every single year of prison time that was given out because of what he did, he should have to serve his own self.
Well, there are laws, I think, even maybe in Georgia, where there's a cap for how much money you can get paid for a wrongful conviction of like $50,000 per year that you serve or something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, man. Have you seen these cases that have come out in the last decade or so, where it'll be a guy usually from a southern state, Tennessee, Georgia, some Arkansas, and it'll be a guy that was wrongfully imprisoned for 50 fucking years, and he was put in jail when he was 21, and now he's 72, and he gets out of prison, and they give him like 20 grand and a fucking, a ride home. It's just like, what the fuck, man?
I wish Slim dropped out. He must be in a bad area, because I'd like to ask him about qualified immunity. Oh, his head might explode. I'm assuming you guys know what that is, right?
I think it's, correct me if I'm wrong, it's like if there's not precedent case law for whatever the cop did, they're assumed innocent.
No, what it essentially means is if a cop violates your rights or assaults you or does some sort of crime against you, that you can't sue him personally. All you can do is sue the city or the police department. So he doesn't nothing comes out of his pocket.
Well, North Chuck had to pay a lot of damn money for that family of the guy that got shot in the back. You remember that?
Yeah, but
was that the one where like if some random person was off in the woods and they tried playing a taser on him afterwards?
My point is, if there isn't qualified immunity, how many cops would think twice about committing a crime, knowing that it might ruin them financially?
Well, but how much money are you going to get out of a cop? You're going to get more.
I don't know. Take everything he's got.
Well, I know, but that's not going to be much.
I think North Chuck paid $10 million to the family, somewhere around that
How
range.
does a cop afford $10 million?
No, the city paid. North Charleston didn't pay.
It's going to
happen. That's the point of what she's saying, though. You ain't getting $10 million. You ain't getting blood out of a turnip.
Yeah, but guess what? The average Joe like me and you, we can get sued civilly, and they can take everything we have. Why?
Sure, and I get that, but here would be my problem with that at that point. What did that cop's wife do to you? What did that cop's kid do to you?
All right. What did my wife do to somebody if they sue me civilly? If I'm the one in the wrong?
I get your point.
So qualified immunity does not cover if a cop violates your statutory or constitutional rights, which a reasonable person should know. So I guess you can sue them if they kidnap you or something. I don't know.
Plus, there's also certain things they do. Well, not certain, but like they commit a felony on the job, they lose qualified immunity as well.
Yeah. There's definitely exceptions to it. Yeah.
Once again, that's something that comes from fucking unions, and I'm not a fan at all of public sector unions.
Oh.
Not too high on private sector either, but whatever. Free market can do what it wants.
Well, we do know this, okay? I think we all understand that cops, a number of cops, not a lot of cops, but a number of cops that become a cop, when they get that authority, then they use it to their will. And they do whatever the hell they want to do. I mean, there are more corrupt cops in small towns than anywhere in these cities. These small town cops are the most corrupt individuals in the world because they're running their county, they're running their little small town and taking whatever the hell they can as far as bribes and everything else for whatever crime is going on in those towns. So, yeah, there's some bad cops out there. There's no doubt about it. But I'd say in most cases, cops are, most of these cops are pretty decent.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that.
It's not about,
to that point, Scott, there was a cop in this I lived in a town of literally like 800 to 1,000 people in South Georgia. We had that one cop in town that would write people a ticket for doing 1 mile an hour over the speed limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's small towns they had the speed.
What was the town, Slim? Remember?
It was in between Tifton and Moultrie. It was called Norman Park.
Okay, I never heard of that.
A lot of these small towns, they pull tricks too. Like they'll have the speed limit sign. That's the speed limit will change from 1 mile to the next, and they'll have the speed limit sign behind a tree where nobody can fucking see it.
Oh yeah.
Bullshit.
I lived in I lived in Clemson.
Behind a tree 15 years ago, the tree grew out and covered it up.
Yeah, right.
I lived in the Killeen Temple, Texas area, and there was a little small town called Harker Heights. It got on CBS News 60 Minutes for their speed traps there. And those mofos pulled my ass over one night when I was going to a remote broadcast, and because my tail light on my tag was not working. And wrote my ass a ticket. I was like, "You son of a bitch! Is that all you guys got to do?" But
I got pulled over for that same thing one time at like 2:30 in the morning on my way to work, but they didn't write me a ticket.
But, yeah, there's some bad cops. Look,
traffic violations.
My hometown in Georgia, they had a sheriff there that for years, for decades, ran that town like he was a shot caller, and dealt with all the drugs that came in and out. He was being bribed and did whatever the hell he wanted to do, take any bus that he wanted to take. I mean, it was corrupt as hell. He finally lost in an election, and I think a year or so later he passed away.
Hey Scott, you remember? I don't know, how long have you lived in the Charleston area?
I've lived since 2003.
Okay, so I think we might have still had them then. There was about a 2-year period where we had the cameras. They would, the stoplight cameras, and the speed cameras.
God.
Where they would just mail you a ticket.
Yeah.
Well, thank God it got put on the ballot and it got overturned, so we don't have them anymore. But
well, even if you still had them, why don't you just do like we do in Memphis, man? I got like 5 of those at the house I haven't paid.
Oh, that's why.
I'm paying those fucking things.
Well, I know my buddy in Miami has. They used to have them. I don't know if they still do, but
I got one
a few times for those.
I got one because the Miami road system is the most fucked up road system in the entire country.
I agree with that.
And look, I got a remember when we went to the Keys a couple of summers ago, and I got that ticket in the mail from Miami. Yeah. Because I was apparently.
I thought that was the toll you got in the mail.
Yeah, apparently I was in the. It's so confusing. If you're not from there and you're just driving through there, it is the most confusing thing you've ever seen. As far as what lane you're allowed to be in and what lane you're not allowed to be in. So I don't know.
Because it can go down from 6 lanes to 4 lanes in a damn nanosecond.
Yeah. So apparently I was in the wrong lane. Lanes. It was I don't know. It was like a $38 ticket. I didn't fucking pay that thing. Fuck them.
Can't they suspend your license?
They're not enforceable. Those ones you get in the mail, they're not enforceable at all.
I got my license suspended for doing that, so I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe if I go back to if I got pulled over in Miami, maybe they could do something. But they can't do nothing to me in South Carolina.
In Florida, they might have a warrant out for you.
Perfect example. I didn't tell them who.
You're a wanted man in Florida, there, Pete.
I didn't tell them who, but my wife got one of those, running a red light camera things. She got one of those in McKenzie, Tennessee. And I called them to talk about it because on that date, obviously, I had proved where I was. My wife had my truck, and I was out of town. I didn't tell them who, but I said, listen, I got proof I was in another state. That wasn't me in the vehicle. Well, who was it? I said, well, it doesn't matter who it was. You have a ticket here in my name. He's like, well, it's a civil violation, not a criminal violation. I said, well, y'all need to figure out who was in the truck, and y'all need to send them the ticket. I said, because I ain't paying that shit. He's like, well, you do what you got to do. Okay, bye. Click.
You never paid it?
No. Like I said, I've got about 5 of them sitting at the house.
You're on the most wanted list, too. If I go in the post office, I'm going to see your face, Slim.
Well, and I've been pulled
criminals
over in Tennessee,
on this panel.
so
I know, damn.
They obviously don't put out a warrant or anything in the state you live in, because I've been pulled over in Tennessee since then, and no warrants.
I don't think they'll put out a warrant. Like, this is another reason I hate Athens. They had this set up where they had a cop with binoculars up on a hill seeing if you wearing your seatbelt. And then someone wrote me a ticket further up the road, and I was like, fuck that. Well, they said that's fine and suspended my license. So a $20 ticket became a $200 ordeal. So I showed them though.
You showed them what, Reg?
Yeah, I stood on my principles. I went to apply to a job and I had to pull my driving record, and I was like, oh shit, my license is suspended. Then I had to pay the failure to appear and all that shit, reinstatement fees.
Yeah, a mess.
Volusia likes he likes surveillance cameras. That's what he said.
Red light cameras and traffic cameras. That way you don't have to get your ass fucking pulled over and harassed by the cops. And the cops
I don't know. Call me old fashioned. I need you to catch me in the act. A person.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Volusia's also a fucking communist. We're not going to listen to anything he says.
Fuck that. There's no reason why we need cops patrolling and micro focusing on every traffic violation.
Hey, it was also we had speed cameras on the interstate. Now this is a racket. This is the reason they took this away. So what it was, the police didn't even they had nothing to do with it. So it was the company that made the traffic cameras would pay for it. They would set them up on the interstates, and you would get the ticket, and they would split the revenue with the police department.
Oh my God!
Well, that's a racket. That's
yeah,
scam.
exactly.
I'm not supporting that. That's a scam.
It was a scam.
I would agree to that.
If you go the speed limit on the interstate, you get run over.
At least the ones in Memphis, they come from a company based in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I-95 is like a NASCAR race. I mean, you get on I-95, damn. I mean, people are flying down the highway.
I mean, we all speed. I know I do.
Cameras, they wouldn't be doing that.
Slim, you being a truck driver, you could probably tell us better than anyone, what's the worst state as far as driving through where you possibly could get a traffic ticket for speeding?
Virginia's bad.
Virginia's definitely bad.
They're very bad.
Damn right.
But honestly, I haven't gone through there many times. The worst state I've dealt with is Louisiana.
Really?
I feel like Georgia's pretty bad too, no?
I personally haven't had troubles in Georgia.
Virginia will, if you're a state trooper, especially if they see an out-of-state tag, if you're going 2 miles over, they'll pull you over and give you a ticket.
You sure will. They are assholes in Virginia. The Commonwealth of Virginia are truly a bunch of assholes.
Well, Virginia is one of those states too where a motherfucker found out that if you don't sign that ticket, you're going to jail.
And if you have radar, you could go to jail in Virginia. I mean, if you got a radar detector,
I misspoke earlier. Arkansas, that's actually officer's discretion. They don't have to write you a ticket. By Arkansas law, they can take you to jail for speeding. You get a ticket in lieu of being, the way the state law is written in Arkansas, you get a ticket in lieu of being taken to jail.
Yeah, that's no surprise. It's a backward state.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I know Scott's right about the radar detector thing, because when we used to drive to go to like the road games for Clemson, whenever we were crossing from North Carolina or from Maryland into Virginia, we had to put the fucking fake tissue box over the radar detector so they couldn't see it.
Right.
Fake tissue box.
Used to, because I lived in Virginia for a year, and they would bust your ass on radar detector.
Yeah.
Virginia's one of those states too that keeps aircraft up to radar you.
I always see those signs, the aircraft speed detection or whatever it is on the interstate. I always thought it was bullshit.
No, they're up there. They're just not always above you. They may not be in your area at the time.
I mean, I look up. I'm more likely to see a UFO than a fucking plane up there recording my speed.
What the fuck are we doing? That's how we're spending our fucking money? Jesus.
Yeah, that's going to be expensive to fuel a plane, hire a
No
pilot.
shit, dude.
Probably they're going to use drones.
I would think so.
I mean, yeah.
At this point, they probably use drones.
It's a big cover up. Those Chinese spy balloons were actually recording your speed.
Fucking drones. Yeah.
Sons of bitches.
Oh, God.
Hey, guys, this StreamYard is eating up my phone. But before I leave, I wanted to give a little public service announcement.
Okay.
What's that?
I want to tell everyone here on the stream and in the chat that not only do I care about your feelings, I embrace them and I take them in. I love all of you.
That.
Well, thank you, Kat.
Thank you.
Hey, it's a good thing she does, because it's a good thing she cares about your feelings, because I don't. Fuck all you.
We're well aware of that.
Especially Sleeve. Sleeve.
There's now a grand total of 1 people in my life that cares about my feelings.
I do. I really do. But no, I had fun, and thank you for letting me on, Pete. This was a fun show. But it's become my favorite show. You know that, right, Pete?
I did not know that, but thank you.
This is a fantastic show. It's always great. It's full of energy and fun and everything. It has everything.
Yeah, insults. I love it.
Insults, everything. It has love and insults. It has everything.
All right.
Anyway,
Indeed.
love you guys. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right. See you later, TK.
All right, yeah.
Bye.
Bye. That was sweet of her.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yeah, now back to fucking everybody's.
Yeah, fuck you too.
We got that out of the way. No.
Get all that pansy shit out the way.
I did see Harry Legg in the chat a few minutes ago. I guess he's in the path of this hurricane. I don't know where exactly where he lives. I guess he lives in Louisiana, maybe, or Mississippi.
That's where the most of it's going to be hit. Yeah.
I drove out of that shit this morning. I was in Louisiana. Got the hell out of there. I was supposed to go over to New Orleans, pick up a load going back, but hurricane fucked that up.
No, you'll be driving a 50,000-pound boat if you go down there.
Okay. Slim, have you been pulled over in your truck? Because there used to, I don't know if you know where Arcade, Georgia is. It's around Jefferson, where they would, every time a truck came through, they would bust your trailer open. And you know, my dad's a truck driver. He was telling me, like, man, if there, I'm sure I've hauled drugs before and not known it, but if they found it, like, I don't know, you know, I don't load it.
Well, and here's the thing with him driving that, like, there are exceptions carved out. Like, say, perfect example, if I'm over 80,000 pounds, the ticket, yes, has my name on it, but it doesn't ding me. It dings the company that loaded me, because we get loaded on their scales. So when it comes to preloaded trailers like that, like he deals with, there's a little more leniency there.
So basically, if you get pulled over and they open up your trailer and there's a bunch of immigrants in there, you don't get in trouble for it?
Probably not. I mean, me, yes, because I'm driving a tanker, but they're going to be like, you obviously know something in your fucking tanker.
Oh, okay.
But
you get a lot of immigrants in a tanker, dude.
Yeah.
You can. The only problem is all the ammonia left over in there.
Well, it probably gets hot as fuck, too.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's insulated and it's stainless steel.
Yeah.
No.
How do you know if you're not driving around a tanker full of fentanyl?
I don't, technically.
Yeah. Probably are.
Wow.
You're the new
You're working for the cartel now, Slim. Don't even know it.
I mean, seriously, technically, I don't. I get the paperwork from them, and granted, it's got an analysis of it, because the customer wants an analysis, but, okay, this is what they said they put on me. If that ain't it, fuck, you know, I don't know what's in their fucking plant.
Well, that was the point of why I asked, because that's what my dad was saying. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure I have had drugs in my trailer before and not known it.
He's like, I wondered why that one check was $12 million.
I've gotten paid really well lately. What the hell?
Wow.
Brad Pitt says, as long as the immigrants don't exceed the maximum load capacity. Damn.
Have 83,000 pounds of immigrants in your truck. That won't fly.
Are immigrants heavier by volume than oil?
Well, you got to have it spread out on the trailers, too. Because if you're over 30,000 on your trailer or your steer axles, then you're getting pulled in.
Yeah, you got to make the fat
so you got to make sure that they're evenly dispersed.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Say, take your fattest ones, put them at each end, and then, you know, sprinkle the rest where you may.
Right.
Sounds like you're an expert in this, Slim. Sounds like you've done it before.
Yeah, it sounds like he's done it before.
Not with immigrants, but with gas cylinders.
Are you a coyote, Slim?
Negative.
quote unquote gas cylinders.
I was under advice from my lawyer. I will not be answering any more questions.
Yeah, I don't answer questions.
Hide, Slim.
I know how to play the game.
Can we do a trial for Slim here?
Go right ahead.
I'll be his lawyer.
Who's the judge, Scott?
I see. I can be the judge.
Hear ye.
Don't fucking make me be the defense attorney, for fuck's sake. Jesus Christ.
I was about to say, I could be a good defense attorney. I can make anybody who's guilty look innocent.
Yeah. I definitely want Belushi as prosecutor. That way when he loses, I want to bring back tar and feathering.
Wow. Damn. Yes, that's right.
Now, to be fair, I want to bring back tar and feathering for politicians, too. So it ain't just you.
Yeah,
I could get down with that.
Hey, man, some of the old shit needs to come back. Some of the public humiliation, throwing people in stockades and, throwing rotten lettuce at them.
So we got about 15 minutes left in the show here. Do we want to piss some more people off and talk about the debate last night? I didn't see it.
Yes.
I'm with you. Like, watching the back of my eyelids is more entertaining than a presidential debate.
All I saw was a couple of clips, and they were pretty funny. I'm not going to lie. The whole they're eating your pets thing with Trump.
In Ohio, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
In Springfield, Ohio, they're eating dogs.
Listen. I've had Chinese food. Cats and dogs, not bad. You put a little soy sauce on them.
Right.
Yeah.
Guess you're the one that Trump was talking about.
It was Haitians that he was racially profiling this time, but you never know who it'll be next. So.
I love you.
Did anybody watch it? Scott, did you watch it?
I did.
You did, Rick. So I saw some.
I did. I watched some of it. And I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, I did see some people complaining about the fact checking. I guess ABC is the one that moderated this thing.
Yeah.
And everything that Trump said, everything that Trump said, they would try to correct him, but they didn't do anything to Kamala.
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't lie as much as he does.
She's as pure as the driven snow.
She's pals with the guy who runs ABC, so there you go.
Oh, she's a pathological liar, Volusia. What are you talking about?
She doesn't lie as much as he does.
Well,
it was
he lies as he breathes.
It was tilted away from Trump for sure.
He lies as he breathes.
It felt like a 3-on-1 against Trump last night, is what it felt like.
And that almost made it fair, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, he got drugged though. I mean, he was saying like, "Oh no, solar's bad. Solar very bad. Love solar. Elon, give me a bunch of money." Like he kept kind of. Even if you're Republican, I think you would say it probably wasn't his best night.
No, it wasn't. I agree with that. It wasn't his best night. He played on a defensive, and that was the last thing he should have done.
That is one of his biggest problems. Is they throw out this bait, and he always takes the bait. He can't help himself.
Yep. And she knows that, and so she gives it to him every time, and he eats it up.
Well, she didn't say shit. She didn't say anything about her policies. She was talking about we need to turn the page. I know. She said we need to turn the page. Trump she kept saying that. I was like, "What? This isn't a Bob Seger song, girl." Yeah.
Yeah, but you're saying she doesn't have policies. He was asked like, "Okay, you want to do away with Obamacare? What do you have?" He goes, "I have a concept for a plan."
Well,
I think they need to get out of the business of healthcare altogether.
Yeah. I mean, look, she's been in there for 3.5 years. Why didn't she fix Obamacare? I mean, why is it that they throw everything towards him and they've had the time to do all these things, fix the border, outside crime, all of this, and they did nothing. They did nothing.
They can't escape the fact.
She's the vice president, and he was the president. So he was the president for 4 years. She's been the vice president for 3 years.
All right, but Volusia, how about?
But Volusia, Democrats have controlled 12 out of the last 16 years, and ain't done a fucking thing. Stop it.
And what happened? What happened? We had an old-fashioned coup happen. I mean, Kamala was never voted in to be the damn presidential candidate. Joe Biden did. He had 14 million votes.
Well, she keeps throwing him out. She keeps throwing him under the bus too, doesn't she? She keeps talking about how bad things are in the country right now.
I'm not Joe Biden.
She did that in the last primary too, and then decided to
She does have to toe a delicate line in distancing herself from some of the things that she personally disagrees with Joe Biden about. Just because she's his vice president doesn't mean she has to.
No, she continually talks about how bad things are.
And then also talking about what she would do differently. Right?
She called him a racist and a segregationist, and now she's slopping on his slong.
Well, and fuck Lindsey Graham and Ted Cruz told J.D. Vance, by the way, called Donald Trump Hitler, and now he's sucking on his dick too. So
I'm not a big fan of him to begin with, honestly. But
Trump should have asked the question. The question should have been asked since Biden supposedly resigned, is how long have you known of his cognitive decline? And that should have been asked of her, and that was never asked. I thought that would have been one of the damn questions that would have asked of her.
Because 5 minutes before they decided to swap to Kamala, all of them, including Waltz, were all over every cable news station they could get on, talking about how he was as sharp as he had ever been.
Right.
Yeah. So they got rid of him. Like, what were they supposed to do? You're saying he's incompetent. All right, now they got a new candidate. I think we've talked about this one. The only thing I think that you have to go on is how is he too incompetent to run, but competent enough to finish his term? That I think is fair.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I mean, it scares the living hell out of me. He's still in the White House.
How is he incompetent to stand trial, but he's competent enough to remain president for the rest of his term?
Right. Well, I mean, the 25th Amendment should have been invoked.
Plus, he's still the president. Ever since they made the candidate change, we haven't seen him one time. Where is he?
He's been at the beach.
That's great. I mean, the fucking world's on fire, but he's at the goddamn beach.
Trump spent a fucking quarter of his time on the golf course, so let's calm down on that. First of all, secondly,
but hold on, because we moved what you're saying.
No, Trump is not taking. Trump didn't take 3 weeks of vacation back to back. Okay? That's what Biden did. Biden was in California for 2 weeks, then came back for 9 more damn days and got on the damn beach.
If I can't
Trump took a ton of vacation when he was president.
Last 10 minutes and leave. I'll see you guys, man. You guys have a good.
We're talking about right
now. Oh no,
Lucia, you bitch.
Okay, but tell me one policy that Trump laid out last night. Like you're saying Kamala doesn't have any. Okay, let's say I give that to you. What was the clear policy that Trump laid out?
Trump has already laid out his policy. He's already said it over and over and over again.
She laid out her platform like a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
She copied and pasted Biden's plan. She had no plan. She had nothing on the website. She copied and pasted what Biden has said. And that's what he said. When there was one thing that Trump said, he said she just took Biden's plan and will put in run, Skippy, run. That's exactly what she did.
Trump said that she took his plan and that's great, but then once she's elected, she's not. Then she's going to change.
She will.
He said last night.
Exactly.
Okay.
She will. She's going against everything that she said. She was against fracking. Now she's not. Okay. She's going to close the border. She's the toughest on the border of anybody. She's been she did nothing. There's 320,000 kids out there that have been lost.
Right.
From
then
all
she
that.
correctly brought up that Trump killed a bill to add more border security.
Fentanyl overdoses. All the crime that's been going on in these cities because of immigration, illegal immigration. I mean, for God's sakes, I mean, he's laid it out. He's laid out everything that he would do.
Here's my thing. Did he really need to in that debate? We've already seen him as president for 4 years.
No, but
that's exactly right, Slim. That's exactly right. He doesn't need. He's already shown and proved what kind of president he will be and what he will do.
I think he has laid out what kind of president he's going to be. I think you are happy with it, and I am not.
Why are you not happy
with Trump?
Yeah. What makes you not happy about Trump? We had the best economy in ages. Okay. Gasoline was down to $1.89 a gallon. Low unemployment. There was black employment went way up. during his time. There was no war during his time.
Shit about it broken down by racial lines.
I mean, there was. Well, what I'm saying is that all these things that people blame Trump for, he did just the damn opposite. I mean, our country was running on all 8 cylinders until COVID hit.
So you're saying has Trump ever done anything that you don't like?
Yes.
Of course he is. He's an egomaniac. He's a narcissist. You know, I mean.
No, hang on. He's got policies that are not great, in my opinion, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't really want to go down a rabbit hole. I could lay out everything that we only have 7 minutes left.
Yeah, we don't have probably time for all that. Well, I just wanted to piss somebody off, and it worked. Volusia got out of Dodge.
The one thing I like about Trump, he's not a politician. He's a populist. That's one thing I like. Kamala is a politician. So is Biden. Biden's a professional politician.
I'll give you a perfect example. Trump wants to do away with the income tax and replace it with tariffs. I think it's a terrible idea.
I think he doesn't even know what a tariff is as part of the process.
Yeah, he does. Of course he does.
Oh, my God. He put tariffs on China. The same tariffs are still there.
This is the problem. You try and have an honest conversation with somebody, and they want to say dumb shit like that.
I don't think he does because of what he said about it.
And if you don't believe that, then you're actually stupid because he put tariffs on
I'm
China
stupid.
in his first term.
No tax on Social Security is one of the things he's employing. No tax on tips, which, of course, Kamala picked up immediately. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that he's saying that he lowered taxes during his term as president.
And for the record, no, I don't think you're stupid, but I think you said something stupid. Yes,
I don't think he fully understands the intricacies of international trade or even domestic.
And you think Kamala does? You think Kamala does?
Yeah.
Really? I mean, this guy's done international business all over the world. Why do you think he does not have that experience?
Oh, I don't get where he's this great businessman. First of all,
that's why he's got billions of dollars in his bank.
Hold on. His entire career, Trump University, Trump Soho. Mark Cuban even came out and said, hey, my buddies had to sue him to get their money back. I supported him until I got to know him. Where are all the business people that like Mark Cuban that are supporting Trump?
Oh, there's a bunch of them.
There's a ton of them.
But guess what? I think I've listened to Mark Cuban speak on his political philosophy, and I think he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, he's a tool bag, too.
I agree, Slim.
He might be as much of a narcissist as fucking Trump is.
He is.
Frauds. Was Trump University
but
a fraud?
Rick likes him because he is a narcissist on his side. And the leftist will deal with the egomaniacs and the narcissists and the racists on their own side, but they won't call out the ones on their side.
I 100% call out the people on my side. What are you talking about?
No, you don't.
Okay.
Your party's full of them, just like
Slim,
Trump
you're
is.
just being stupid. You're just being stupid. No,
when
I 100%
have you ever done it?
I've called out Biden. I've called out the Clintons. I'm not the hugest fan of Kamala, but she's the only choice I have right now. She was a horrible DA. In fact, she was one of the most fervent in wrongful convictions when she.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's the kind of person she is.
She's one of the biggest in convicting people for minor, weed possessions.
She's a Marxist liberal, is what she is.
I don't think she's.
We certainly don't want that in a damn White House.
Well, when she was in the Senate, because there are third-party groups that keep track of the bipartisan third-party groups, and according to them, she was even farther left than Bernie Sanders.
Yep.
Based on what? Her voting record? You're saying she's more left than Bernie?
Everything she said during his time in turn.
I don't have it pulled up in front of me what all their criteria was, but they had them all listed from farthest left to farthest right. Everybody.
Transgender surgery for immigrants? I mean,
where's that coming from? That's another one of these things.
Low crime, not convicting people of fentanyl.
Rick, let me ask you this.
These are just some of the damn things, the policies that she was leading on.
Rick, let me ask you a question.
One of the things she said too, she said, "Let's get as woke as we can be." You know, I remember she was in an interview and the girl looked at her like, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot down pole.
Rex, do you,
was trying to get a question.
Rex, do you have a problem with the fact that Kamala was not voted in to be the candidate for the president?
She didn't win a primary?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great. I don't like it, and this is, look, I don't know where Slim's getting off saying that I don't call it my own side. I've been all about calling out the DNC. The whole reason Trump got in the White House in the first place is because they ran an awful candidate and hamstrung Bernie, basically fucked him over. All of these problems are of the DNC's making, so I'm not here to defend any of that. Unfortunately, in this country, we only get two choices. We get one more dictatorship, and I have to choose between Trump and Kamala. And in my opinion, Trump is worse. That's all I'm saying.
You had a great Democratic candidate, and you guys just ran him over. And that was Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Where I get off saying that is you used Mark Cuban in that example, talking about how egotistical Trump is, and you used a guy that's even more egotistical than.
Sure, but he's a guy that knows Trump, and he had brought up all these frauds that Trump has been involved with, which none of you have a problem with for somehow. Any Democrat is involved with the level of fraud that Trump has directly, that he's directly involved with, you tar and feather him. When it's Trump, no one has an issue with it on the right.
Who said I don't have a problem with it?
Okay.
Who said I don't have an issue with it?
Well, that's unfortunate. Volusia, that's unfortunate that you think this was a terrible show. But I had a great time. Have a good day, sir.
I don't know why Volusia got so.
Yeah, go bow down to your fucking emperor, commie.
Well, I do now. Never mind. I know why.
We weren't talking to you, Rack. I think that was directed to Volusia.
I was talking to Volusia.
No, I'm saying
Like
now.
God.
I know why
China or
Volusia's
North
mad.
Korea, where they have to keep the picture up. I'm thinking it's China, but I could be wrong. Fuck it, I'm attributing it to them whether it's them or not.
Yeah.
So you think Volusia has a picture of Chi in his apartment?
Yeah, absolutely. They must keep it clean and bow down to it 9 times daily.
Damn.
The security cam is watching all his. God, all right, gentlemen, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I actually have to go to it. It's 1 o'clock, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here.
All right.
Bye.
See you later, Scott.
This was a great show.
It was a great show.
Appreciate it, Pete. Yeah, I'm glad we can agree to disagree. Look, at the end of the day, no matter who's president, is not going to make a fucking bit of difference.
Well, I think we can probably both agree on that. I mean, there might be a little bit of a difference, but at the end of the day, there hasn't been much of a difference in my lifetime, no matter who's in office. So.
Yeah, I'm still eating chicken wings tonight. See you guys later.
Yeah, all right. Damn, that's a step up from what I'm eating. Shit. All right.
Got me beat.
All right, Slim. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Talk to you later. Yeah, that's going to do it for me as well. Thank you all of you for tuning in, sticking around for the past 2 hours. Boy, I think I need a nap after that. Anyway, I will be back tonight at 10 p.m. on the main channel for the call-in show, college football call-in show. A lot to talk about from last week and this coming week. So I look forward to seeing you all there. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Free Tyreek, too.